I'm just going to take a few minutes to introduce someone who has been who's very, very important to me and who's been very influential in my life, is my mother, Lisa. Our relationship is kind of unconventional. We're more of like the best friend than the mother-daughter. When I think of her, I think of someone who is strong, someone who is faithful, and someone who is selfless. When I say strong, I don't mean someone who can carry a 200-pound bag across the room. I mean someone who is strong morally and someone who is strong mentally. To try to pick just one story or one instance to tell you guys is almost impossible. She's strong in her everyday life. Her and her sister run a business together that they inherited through their parents. When they got it, it was flourishing, the economy was great, and then as the economy went down, the business struggled. So that payments, debts, constant problems were accumulating. During that same time, we had a lot of family deaths and family issues that were coming about, and she gave up. She never quit fighting. She never stopped working hard. She just kept fighting, and today our business is flourishing, and she has a strength that can only be found within that I hope to one day have. Faith. What does faith mean to you? To me, faith is loyalty. Faith is believing. Faith is trusting. My family has always been a church-going family. However, Faith isn't just going to church. Her faith and her drive for God is inspiring. This year has been one of the hardest years for my family personally. We had 4 deaths in our family, and we found out that my aunt had breast cancer. Needless to say, my mom was reaching her breaking point. But she never strayed. Instead of being angry or blaming God, she went to him with open arms, asking him for guidance and for healing. Honestly, I don't think that I could ever be able to do that. I would be angry, I would be bitter, but her faith and her belief in God get her through the good times and get her through the bad times. Last but certainly not least, she is selfless. She never worries. She worries about herself. She never thinks about herself. She's always worried about other people and her family. She would give you the shirt off her back and never think twice. A couple of years ago, Christmas Eve fell on a Saturday. And normally on Christmas Eve, we spend it with my dad's side of the family. Well, church, on Saturdays in the morning, church does something called food pantry. And since it was Christmas Eve, they did something a little bit different, and they fed the families breakfast. They gave out canned goods. They did music, and they did a worship service. And to be able to get everything ready in time, because it started at 6, they had to be there at 4:30. So even though that she had presents and food and everything to get ready for our family event, she was there at 4:30. She helped make sure that everyone else had just as great of a Christmas Eve as that we did. And I hope to one day have these same qualities in myself that she has. Thank you.